Now, how to measure the impact? See, scholarly assessment of impact is basically we have article. So that is basically the citation. Okay. So citation impact will give you your article. Author, again, author we published. So we have H index, we have citation index through Web of Science, through Scopus, through Google Scholar. So author indicators are there are I-10 index, and there are many other. But the world recognized one, I think the most difficult one is the ISI Web of Science. So it has a total citation count. It has H index. Google Scholar is the most, it covers each and everything, including conference paper as well, and the Scopus. So these are basically the criteria used to evaluate the author's potentiality. So how many, and also if there are self-citation also nowadays, this can be excluded, this can be included, and this also another measure of how professional you are. If 50% self-citation, again, these are the things can be detected, and in evaluation process, this can be measured. So basically, there are impact can be measured for article, author, and the journal. I think for journal, I have mentioned. This slide is also important, basically, to talk about the pros and cons of the impact assessment. Let's, you can spend a few seconds to read this slide. Measuring citations in public is just one measure, so it is not everything. One measure of impact, but so far there are many metrics, many things, but citation impact measurement is one of the professional way of measuring. A lot of tools are already there, particularly Web of Science, Scopus, Google, and there are many other metrics. This is one of the way to systematically measure, because other measures are a little bit difficult. Many people raise the question, but when it is asked how you are going to measure, basically there is no answer. Question can be asked, but there is no answer. So again, those who ask the question, they don't have solution. I think in that case also, it is sometimes unfair. You should give some solutions also. Then I think this is a fair way. This is a convincing way. Just posing a question without giving a solution, I think sometimes it might not be a constructive idea. Okay. It's much harder to measure the other impact of the research. So, for example, now I'm giving a talk. So we use in Facebook, we use in LinkedIn. So how all those are measured? So all those things are quite difficult, because the citation measurement, it is systematically done, tools are done, there are professional like Clarivate, Scopus, and so on. But other measuring tools are quite difficult, like Facebook, LinkedIn, and difficult to address. So these are basically some of the things. So harder to measure the impact of the research, those that contribute to new commercial opportunities. So somebody invented something, commercial product. So these are hard. So if you can come out with better metrics, you published in psychometrics, I think that will be something more better way, professional way, and maybe the publisher will follow that. Better products, process to treat patients, better policies to improve. Again, these are the drawbacks so far in scientific community to measure all other impact. Like you see the product development, better products, treat patients, some policies that is really very helpful, publication that influence policy, and so on. So there are basically pros and cons. So citation only reflect journal acknowledgement, thus they provide only a partial picture. So let's be very clear. So it is not everything. It is a partial picture of your contribution, your recognition. Okay, scholars may discuss, annotate, recommend, refute, comment, read, and so on. All those things need to be considered as well. According to Australian Research Council, impact is the research impact is the demonstrate contribution that research makes the economy, society, environment, culture beyond academic research. So actually, my focus is more on academic impact assessment. So as you can see, so if you ask the question, so my answer is I am more focusing in today's presentation is, and that is also my experience, more on academic impact. So some other impact like economy, societal, environmental, culture, that has not been addressed. So that's why maybe in future also, organizer, or maybe we also can address how to assess the other impact. So I think that will be a good topic, maybe future topics for our talks. Maybe we can invite some other expert, those who are in all those areas. Measuring impact, again, I will go this very quickly. So it can be by H index. This one I'll define in one of the slides. Citation analysis, I think I have talked enough. Almetrics, so these are the new things are coming. Impact factor. And now Science Direct also, I can see there is a called Plum X. So this also can measure your how many views, how many capture, how many Facebook, how many LinkedIn. So this is a new in your Science Direct. If you click on your paper at the right-hand side pane, you can see how many times cited, including all others. So this is, I think, quite impressive, comprehensive analysis. So try to be familiar, try to analyze these things. And also, I think Mendeley also shows your view also. I can see that now all my citations view are something like 10 million or 12 million. So this is also, I think Mendeley also can, there are some other things also. I think all those things also we can promote because now the more tools are coming to measure impact of our scientific publication. So why citation is important? It should be earlier, but I'm sorry, some of the slides may not be in a proper, well organized because I thought, but sometimes it is hard for me. So please bear with me. It is an indicator of usefulness. So in my view, actually, whatever I prefer to put rather than citation as an usefulness indicator, because why people found our paper, our contribution useful. So that's why I prefer, I always talk, this is an indicator of usefulness. Because why they use? Because this is useful, that's why they cite. So there are differences. Some people just view it, some watch it and they did not use, they did not cite. So that's why I think the citation also has some weightage in recognition, I mean ranking. So because it has some value, because after reading, careful reading, they feel that this is useful and this need to be cited and this need to be acknowledged. So that's why I think the citation is important. Very important for ranking criteria. So it has weightage 20 to 30%. I think now for a higher position also, they ask how much is the citation, how much is the H index. So these things are coming. As you can see also, I never planned this highly cited research award, but this also help boost me, promote my academic life career also. As you can see, a lot of offers coming, a lot of positions coming. As you can see in my title also, chair professor, distinguished professor. Alhamdulillah, I'm not proud of these things, but actually my collaborators, my students, the university where I work actually helped me to be a world recognized researcher. I'm humble, I'm grateful for the collective effort. It is not my single-handed effort, it is basically the collective effort. This is again to motivate you basically if you work hard, if you put your effort there in a systematic, in a proper way, that some of the things I'm sharing, of course, this will be rewarding for you. And of course, this also can help you, your students, to train them better ways. So many of my students are working in Australian top universities. They are serving the nation, they are serving the country, they are serving many other peoples. I think this also might be some sorts of ibadah as well, because this will bring their bread and butter. So I'm training them in a proper way, in a competent researcher. At the end, they will be a researcher and they can be a good researcher. That will be a means of their earning. So I hope this might be a sorts of ibadah as well. Okay, yeah, need for promotion to at a higher level. So that's what I talked. It is important to recognize and credit others. I think if we use somebody, so that is actually basically the citation acknowledgement. So basically comparing others' work. So pitfall, I think this is again the pros and cons. So you can read a few seconds. These are the things also, those who are negative about the citations. I think these are the things also need to be considered. In its current citation analysis, basically, these things are not taken into consideration, differ among the disciplines and over time. So that's why you should not be worried. We frequently hear a question that, oh, my discipline, it is hard to publish. That's why ISI Web of Science came out with that discipline. There are 21 disciplines. So there are science, there are mathematical science, there are Islamic finance, there are business and so on. So in your category, so then you go in ranking. And Q1, I think that would be fair. And if you say that it is hard to publish in my area, I think that is not a valid question. Maybe you did not try, you did not know. So if you find in your area, there are people already publishing. There are already, okay, there are Q1 journals. So if you divide your work in your area, that is possible. And another way also, the research is basically multidisciplinary. And you also need to work with the collaborators. So this again can be overcome through this proper analysis. and through the collaborations and working with the top researcher, and also make the research is a multidisciplinary. It ignores the fact that certain manuscript types such as letters and case studies are not that much cited. So these are not considered as well. Sentiment of the citation is not considered. So negative citation, sometimes paper is retracted. But now Thomson Reuters is considering all these things for highly cited researcher. Now they remove this if papers is retracted. And if there are negative comments also. So these are some of the drawbacks, some of the disadvantages. I think the psychometric, those who analyze the citation, they need to consider also. It does not account for the author's contribution. So there are 5 authors. So it is not divided. 100 citation is not divided by 5 authors. So this is again some of the drawbacks. So sometimes we see the first author, second author, third author. But again, somebody is a highly cited author. It's not because of 1 paper, 2 papers. It is because of his or her leadership capability and long-term engage. And normally it is for 10 to 15 papers. So that's why I think it deserves also, because it is because of its leadership and so on. Again, individually, if you have some of your papers are highly cited, this can be checked by essential science indicators. A highly cited number of papers only can be checked by essential science indicators. UPM does not subscribe. I have subscription with the Lancaster University, previously had, now don't have. I don't know about the UM. If you don't, your university did not subscribe, you cannot check that one, how many papers are highly cited. As an author, so it is a difficult task to check how many papers are highly cited. Normally, this can be done by essential science indicators. But you can ask your collaborators, those who are in Australia, Canada, you can ask, can you check through essential science indicators, how many of papers are my highly cited papers? This can help you to plan. If you have 8, now you can plan for another 2 papers or 4 papers. Or you can tell also in the promotion committee or where you will be evaluated that I have 8 papers are highly cited. These are nothing wrong. You are not highly cited researcher, but you have highly cited papers. I think this is something very interesting, and you can, obviously you are entitled. Okay, so this all metric actually it can cover many other things, as it can include the views, tweets, Facebooks, mentors, policy documents, and a lot of things. So this all metrics also came out. I think this PLAMX also now consider this Facebook, tweet, LinkedIn, and so on, but it does not address the quality. Again, no tool is perfect. No research is perfect. We human beings, we are also not perfect. So each and every, we develop some software. So it has version 1, 2, 3, 4. Purpose again is to improve. So nothing is perfect. So this citation, as a conclusion, I don't think this is everything is there. It's just partial reflection. It also has drawbacks, but I think it has some good points as well. So that's why we need to promote as well. Public engagement. For example, today I'm giving a talk. So 1,000 participants. So how this will be measured? This is again in the impact. I think the 1,000 participants, there might be some reason why. This is for the organizer maybe. This is maybe for the profile also. This may be a good motivation for me. But how this is to measure? How this how this can be assessed? But in my case, I can tell my management that this is the seminar, this is the event I gave, and this was 1,000 participants. Again, these are the things need to highlight also to management to get some impact, to get some benefit as well. Okay, but there are some drawbacks as well. So now I am coming to the very important slides. This is for what you are waiting for.